I buried my brother 42 years ago. His name was Aaron Blake, though to everyone he was just Ari. He was 19 when the Greyhound bus he boarded slid off the Coquihalla Highway during a snowstorm in January of 1983. 17 people died that night. Ari was one of them. I was 23, old enough to sign the papers, but far too young to carry that kind of pain. I still remember the day as though it were etched into the fabric of my mind. The snow fell in jagged, icy flakes, blanketing the highway in a suffocating white. The call came in the early hours of the morning. I was shaking before I even left the apartment. Every turn of the car through the snow-slicked streets of Kelowna felt like a countdown towards something I didn't want to face. But someone had to go. Someone had to identify him. The morgue in Hope, British Columbia, was a sterile, cold building that smelled faintly of disinfectant and despair. I remember walking through the double doors and being greeted by silence, so heavy it pressed down on my chest. There he was, my brother, lying there with his face pale, eyes closed, hair matted from the snow. The last time I'd seen him was when he kissed our mother goodbye, his pack slung over his shoulder, his laughter echoing down the hall of our old house. And now he was gone. Forever, I thought. I had to tell Mom. I had to stand in the doorway of our family home and say, "He's not coming home." Her scream was a sound I will never forget. A mixture of agony, disbelief, and shattered love that seemed to hollow out the walls around her. My father, though already long gone by then, felt present in that moment, his absence carved into the silence, a silent witness to the destruction of a family. For decades, I carried the weight of that night. Every winter, every snowstorm, every time a Greyhound bus passed by the highway, I felt it. Every time I passed by Hope, or even thought of it, the ghost of that day clung to me like a shadow. I grieved silently, attending life while carrying an unhealed wound. Until last Tuesday. At 2:14 a.m., my phone rang. Unknown number. Area code 604, Vancouver. My first instinct was to ignore it. Nothing good ever comes at that hour. But something, instinct, desperation, or sheer hope, made me answer. Daniel? Is this Daniel? The voice was hoarse, cracked, like someone who hadn't spoken much in years. And yet, there was something so achingly familiar that my chest seized in disbelief. Who's calling? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. A pause, long and hesitant. Then a whisper. It's me. It's Ari. The phone slipped from my hand. My mind froze. I stared at the device as though it were a living thing, capable of shattering at any moment. This isn't funny, I said quietly. My brother's been dead for 42 years. I know, the voice said, trembling. But I think I finally figured out who I am. I found an old newspaper clipping about a bus crash from 1983. There's a picture of me, but the name underneath says Aaron Blake. That's me, isn't it? I could feel my chest tighten, my stomach twist. Where are you? I'm not sure. Somewhere near East Hastings Street. A shelter downtown. I've been here a long time. They say I showed up about 15 years ago. No ID, no memory, nothing. My pulse raced. What do you remember? Bits and pieces, he said softly. Snow. Screaming. A house with a blue door. Someone making pancakes, blueberry ones. Blueberry pancakes. Mom's pancakes. Sunday mornings. Ari would eat half the batch himself, insisting on extra syrup. The memory cut me deeper than the phone call itself. Do you have a scar? I asked, voice barely above a whisper. On your left forearm, from when you fell off your bike when you were 7. Silence. Then, yeah, I do. I never knew how I got it. I grabbed my coat and keys. Give me the address. I'm coming. He hesitated. Dan, I'm not who I used to be. I've lived on the streets for years. I don't care, I said. Stay there. I'm coming. I told Claire I had to leave. She looked at me like I'd lost my mind. How could I explain that my dead brother was alive after 42 years? Words failed me. The 7-hour drive from Kelowna to Vancouver was a blur. Snow-dusted mountains passed by my window, rivers gray and swollen, and endless stretches of highway. Every turn of the car reminded me of the days when Ari and I would race along these roads as kids, laughing, arguing over whose turn it was to steer the bike, hiding from our mother after breaking a window. The memories were sharp and sweet, a cruel contrast to the fear gnawing at my chest. When I arrived, Vancouver was gray, wet, and cold. East Side streets glistened with rain, reflecting neon signs and broken dreams. Faces passed by, some huddled against the wind, others staring blankly at the world, and I felt a pang of guilt for the life Ari had lived while I had mourned him in relative safety. The shelter receptionist recognized the name immediately. "Yeah, Aaron," she said. "He was here last night. Kvietman. Keeps to himself. Used a phone around 2 a.m. The room he was in was small, with metal chairs, flickering fluorescent light, and the faint smell of disinfectant and despair. And there he was, sitting by the window, hunched over, gray hair tied back, beard grown unchecked. But when he looked up, the eyes, golden brown. "My brother, my Ari. Danny," he said softly. I cannot speak. I moved closer. "Show me your arm," I whispered. The scar was there. Pale, faint, but real. "What happened to you?" I asked. "I don't remember much," he said. The bus crashed. I was thrown into the snow. Someone found me, I think. Then nothing. When I woke up, I was somewhere else. They said I'd been beaten, had no ID. I couldn't remember my name. He told me about drifting through shelters and streets, lost in blank years, nothing but fog and fragments. About finding a newspaper article 6 months ago and slowly realizing who he was. We went for a DNA test that afternoon. Cheek swabs, signatures, waiting rooms. 2 days. My world held its breath. That night, I booked him a hotel room. He showered, shaved, and for a moment I saw Ari again. Older, yes, but unmistakably him. Over dinner, he asked, "What was I like before?" "You were kind. Loved animals. Want to be a vet. Used to bring home stray cats just to make Mom mad." He laughed quietly. That laugh, half joy, half disbelief, was familiar. 2 days later, the lab called. Probability of sibling relation, 99.97%. I whispered, "It's really you." He cried. I cried. We hugged. A hug 42 years overdue. Dr. Lena Hoffman examined him. She explained he likely survived the crash, but had been taken in by someone who never brought him to a hospital. Possibly captivity, possibly neglect. His missing years and scars fit. I took him home. Claire and the kids welcomed him like he had always been family. Slowly, carefully, we healed together. Sometimes we visit the cemetery. His name is still carved in stone. We haven't removed it yet. Maybe we never will. It marks the boy we lost, not the man who found his way back. 3 months later, he has a job at a plant nursery. He wakes from nightmares, flinches at loud noises, avoids crowds. But he's learning to live again. He's remembering the smell of coffee in the kitchen, Max the dog, Christmas is past, Sunday pancakes. Sometimes at night, we sit on the porch, watching the mountains glow orange. "Do you think Mom knows?" he asks quietly. I look at him, my brother, my miracle, and say, "Yeah, I think she's known all along." He smiles, soft, gentle, the same smile I hadn't seen since 1983. Hope doesn't die. It waits. Sometimes decades, sometimes a lifetime, and sometimes, impossibly, it comes back. Ari did, and that is enough. You just heard a story of betrayal, survival, and quiet revenge. If it left you thinking, hit like, share it forward, and subscribe for more true emotional stories that'll stay with you long after they end. Every click helps another story find its voice.